Hi, welcome to Beginning Ukulele. Today's lesson is going to be on the preparation for the song I've been working on the rare roll on page 30. So go ahead and pause the tutorial, go get your music book, turn to page 30. Okay, so you got your music book. You're at page 30. You notice that the music is 2 pages. That's page 30 and 31. Before we get started, we're going to preview the music and look for any musical symbols so that we can be aware of them before we start the song. Okay, so right off the bat, we can see that there's a C there, right in the beginning, a C there. And if you recall, on page 7, at the top of page 7, you can see that C equals common time, or 4/4. 4 beats per measure, common time. So that's pretty easy to remember. Also, you want to recognize all your rests. Look for all your rests in the song. Okay, some important places that I see, right at the bottom of the first page, right there. Bottom of the first page. Bottom of the first page, and then the end of the song on the second page. Those are some of the rests that I'm noticing that are pretty important. So this rest at the end is just saying that we're going to stop over there, okay? And this rest in the middle, okay, now that's an important one. In the middle of the song at the bottom there, the rest is telling me, you see them here and you see the rest up there, it's telling me that you're going to stop singing, you're going to stop playing. That's right, you're going to stop singing and playing. And then you're going to give a pause, you're going to give we call it in music a breath. A breath, okay? So like a little pause before you start in at the top of the second page. So basically it's a dynamic emphasis to give a more emphasis feeling on the chorus that you're about to sing on the top of page 30. Okay, so at the top here we have all the chords of the song. These are all the chords of the song. Most of them should be familiar to you and relatively easy. Hopefully you mastered these 4 already. However, the B7 is relatively new. It might be a little difficult. It might take a little bit of practice, but we're going to do a chord count exercise to help you out with that. Now you've already learned this chord, and I showed you some techniques on how to make it. Let's go ahead and make the chord. First finger, 2nd fret, 2nd string. Next finger up on the next string, and next finger up on the next string. Okay. Keep in mind this chord is located in your music book. If you need to locate that, go back a few pages in your music book and you spot that B7 chord. It's along with you see it along with the other chords, A7, B7, E7, that section. Okay, so go ahead and if you need to, pause the tutorial to find that B7 chord, and then we'll get started. Once again, first finger, 2nd string, 2nd fret, next finger up, next finger up. I'm going to hold it here for a second while you go ahead and find that B7 chord in your music book or follow along in the tutorial, and we'll get started in about a second. B7 chord. Okay, so you got your B7 chord. You want to do a chord count exercise. You want to press, you want to relax. Don't take your fingers off the strings yet. Press and relax. Press and relax. You're looking at your hand. You're memorizing what it looks like. You're memorizing what it feels like. Okay, even the back side of your hand, where your thumb is. Okay, how it feels on your thumb. Once again, pressing, relaxing, pressing, relaxing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lift off the fretboard, but keep your fingers frozen in that position, in that formation. For instance, you're lifting up, the fingers are still in that B7 formation. Press down, lift off, press down, lift off, press down, lift off. And you only have to lift, like a couple of millimeters, very slightly lift off. Don't lift off like that, that's too far. And lift off a little bit, and so all you got to do is come back down because your fingers are frozen in that position. Okay, here we go. Press down. Now we're going to close our eyes. We're going to remember what it looks like. Remember that image in our mind. Lift off, down, keep your eyes closed, lift off, down, lift off, down, lift off, down. Memorize the seed in your mind. Lift off, down, open your eyes. You should be on a B7 chord. Okay? Now, if you're not, go ahead and just pause the tutorial right here and work with that chord cock exercise for that B7 chord, and then come on back. Don't keep messing on the B7 chord and moving along with the tutorial. Just stop, pause it here, fix it now over here. Okay, we're gonna move on. Now, we gotta preview the music because we're checking for, and we're asking ourselves, are there any difficult chord changes? Any difficult chord changes? A difficult chord change would be something that's going to slow you down from playing this song good, successfully. So we're looking at page 30, and as we're looking at the page that goes on to page 31, there's a lot of chords that just change almost every measure. Okay, so that means, in my opinion, I think to play this song, you're going to pretty much have to know all these chords. Now, you only play the B7 chord once in the song, so at least know this. Know that for the B7, all you got to do is find that one guy. I like to call him the one guy, the tour guide. The tour guide. Just find this one guy, be able to put him here. Okay, and he's going to bring the rest of the guys on the bus. Okay, remember that technique that we did in the previous tutorial? Find that one guy right here to bring the rest of the guys on the bus for the B7 chord. Everything else, the rest of the chords, you need to know because they happen a lot, they change a lot, and you need to be able to do these chords. So, we're going to do chord cock exercise. I'm going to go kind of at a medium speed. If I'm going too fast, you need to slow it down and go at your own speed. Keep in mind, the slower you go, the more time you're going to have on your chord change when we're doing this preparation. Okay? I'm just going a little quicker because of time. Okay? Here we go. So I'm going to read and do the chord changes. Here we go. Follow along. Starting with the G. I've been working on the railroad, see, all the livelong day. I've been working on the railroad, just A7, pass the time away. D7. Third line. Don't you hear the whistle blowing? G. C. Rise up so early in the, here we go, B7, morning. C. Don't you hear the captain? G. Shouting. Dinah, blow your horn. Okay. Moving on to page 2. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Oh, oh. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah, strumming on the old banjo. There's a little rest there. You can stop if you want, or you can continue to play, but don't sing that. Continue on. Fee, fi, fiddle, I, o. Fee, fi, fiddle, I, o, o, o. Fee, fi, fiddle, I, o. Strumming on the old banjo. There's a bird's eye over there on that last line, so you might want to hold out that note. It gives kind of a nice folk tune on that. But then when you watch the tutorial, it'll help you with that. Okay, so that's what you want to do when you preview the music. You want to go through the song, read it through, and do the chord changes. And then if you find, you can tell where the difficult spots are when you're doing that, because the difficult spots that you come across when you're just reading and trying to do your chord changes are going to be even more difficult when you're trying to read the song and play it. Because when we play the song in the next tutorial, we're not going to stop. Okay, we're going to play it, and you just kind of got to follow along. So it's best to prepare now and fix any difficult chord changes before we get there. You probably want to listen to this tutorial one more time to get all the techniques and suggestions down. And most important of all, just sit down with yourself for about maybe 3 minutes and go through the music, just the chord changes, read along, make sure that you can do all the chords relatively smoothly, you know, relatively easy or familiar. And don't forget, with the B7, don't forget to find that one guy on that fret there and then bring everybody else on. Okay? And that's one way of remembering. Okay, I know there was a lot of information to remember on this song, but there was quite a few chord changes that you needed to be aware of. Okay, so once you feel that you're ready, you're confident, and ready to move on, we'll see you at the next lesson.